ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of Surrounded by Stupid. I'm your host, Ed Rhodes. I got to say thank you for all the emails. I received one from a young lady in Fort Campbell. Hey Ariel, how you doing? You know who I'm talking about. I was told by Ariel that she knows me and that I've got more personality than what I'm showing on this, and that she knows better that I'm not angry all the time. So let's see what we can do about correcting that. I don't want people to think that I'm just mean and disgruntled all the time. I'm really not. I'm actually a pretty nice guy. So let's see what we can do. This show is going to be dedicated to Ariel. See if we can make it a little better, okay? The title for tonight, or the subject for tonight, is going to be drivers. I know some of you are cringing on that subject because you know you're not being good drivers. Now, before we get too deep into the drivers, I have to give you a public announcement. There's this virus that's running around the United States, and apparently it's been all over the country. But we've really got to find out. We have no idea where its origin. We don't know of a known cure yet. We're also checking into I hear that there's actually medications that people are taking when they find out that they have the A virus. Some of the symptoms of the A virus is irritability, paranoia, mistrust, continually thinking people's trying to steal from them. There's several examples that you can see on a day-to-day basis. There's all kinds of people. I mean, it attacks people on all walks of life. We may want to take a look at that a little more closely. An easy way of identifying some of this, I mean, I've just told you some of the symptoms, but there's more to it than that. You really have to just keep your eyes and ears open for these people who are infected. If you've ever heard somebody say, "By God, I have every right to do this if I want to," this person is probably infected with the A virus. The only way that it can be really dangerous, though, is if they actually have the A virus, but they're also infected with stupid. Then it really gets dangerous. Because the person that's, "By God, I could do it," this is the same person who's, "By God, I'll carry a firearm into a school if I want to." I'm just saying, we need to watch out for people like this. The other symptoms, you know, where you're constantly thinking somebody's trying to steal from you. Well, the A virus, let me give you some ideas of where we're finding a lot of it. It seems that Washington has got a lot of people infected there. New York was another one. Chicago was another one. We're getting reports that out in California there may be a lot of people infected with the A virus. Convenience stores, for some reason, there seems to be that some of the proprietors, or a lot of proprietors of convenience stores, may have this, and it's been reported that these infected people are saying something like, "If you're not buying anything, get out of my store, get out, get out." And no, I want you to, no, you come here, you count the money, I know you're trying to take me. One gentleman, I heard this myself, this guy had to be contracted with the A virus because I went into a Dunkin' Donuts and I ordered 2 cream-filled donuts, you know, the long ones, we call them Long Johns, but they're a long donut that's got cream injected into them with a chocolate top on it. And the gentleman behind the table, he goes, no, we don't do the cream filling. No, we use pudding. I said, well, can I just have chocolate cream filled with chocolate icing? He said, no, we don't do chocolate cream filled either. We do the pudding. I'm sorry. That's what we do. I said, what happened to the cream filling? Do you have any donuts at all with cream filling? No, 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 we do not do the cream filling. We only do pudding. I just looked at him and said, apparently I'm not in a Dunkin' Donuts. So, I can't blame him. He's infected with the A virus. That he may be stupid. I don't know. But I do know that I won't be going to that Dunkin' Donuts ever again. Moving on. You just have to watch. You can usually tell who's infected by the A virus. They're disgruntled all the time. They're angry all the time. They want to cause emotional distress in all those around them. They think that people are out to get them, think they're out to steal from them. They're paranoid like you would not believe. Just watch for them. Watch for them, and trust me, we'll get into more of the A virus. I will update you as often as I can about the A virus. Back to driving. What makes a good driver? A good driver is a person that they use a lot of common sense. They're considerate of others out there. They are aware of their surroundings. They know the vehicles that are all around them. They're not doing anything outside of what they're supposed to be doing. Focal point. And they live by the golden rule of driving. That is to drive as you wish others drove. Sometimes that's asking a little much. If the speed limit says 35, I'm doing 40. Because, hey, in most cases they give you plus or minus 5 miles an hour. I'm taking the plus. That's just me. I don't expect everybody else to do it. But in that, there are certain rules that I do wish that people would follow when driving. One, there is a fast lane on the left side, and there is a slow lane on the right side. I know that times have changed. We don't have to have the two separate anymore. I've seen people pass on the right. I've had to pass people on the right. Why? Because I usually get behind somebody who's infected with the A virus. I will be in the fast lane where I'm typically driving, and I will get, let's say, speed limit is 70 miles an hour. I'm doing 75, 70, somewhere in that neighborhood, pulling up on this person who's doing 55. This is not the lane they need to be in. But guaranteed they're running through their mind, by God, I can be in this lane if I want to. There's no law that says and I'm doing less than the speed limit. They can go around. Remember the A virus. That's a typical. So I have to move to the right. More dangerous. I have to go to the right and go around them because they're not going to give that lane up for nothing. If that person doing 55 wants to be in the right-hand lane, fine, so be it. Get in the right lane, stay there forever. Don't care. You're going slower than everybody else is anyway. A little bit of common sense. Stick with it. Then, that's just one of them. Then you've got what I like to call where two idiots meet. The two idiots. One is you're driving down an interstate, and usually if you catch an on-ramp, there's an off-ramp further down. At each one of these, there's a deceleration lane, and then the on-ramp has an acceleration lane. Some people need to learn what acceleration means. When you're learning how to drive, they tell you, get in the acceleration lane, you accelerate, look for an opening, and merge. Real simple, I would think. Except some people don't know that. They want to slow down in the deceleration lane and then jump in without a turn signal, mind you. They just jump out hoping that everybody else will stop. Well, not always. It doesn't work out that way. This is one of the terms where I call, or one of the situations I call two idiots meet. Remember the gentleman with the A virus. If he is in that right-hand lane and he is doing the speed limit for a change, 70 miles an hour, my God, this is my lane, I'm not moving over. Okay, he's an idiot. Why? Because this person's going to come in and pull off right in front of him, because this idiot coming on is going to slow down, jump in front of them, saying to themselves, they'll move over or they'll slow down for me. No, they won't. So you get rear-ended, you spin out, you take out other vehicles, and it's more trouble for the police, because now they've got to figure out whose fault it was. The one that didn't move over, who slammed into the rear end, because usually if you hit somebody in the rear end, it's automatically your fault. In this case, maybe not. The idiot that came on to the interstate, as far as I'm concerned, it'd be their fault because they did not accelerate. If they accelerated, they wouldn't have been hit. Real simple. But neither here nor there. You've got the A virus out there, you've got poor drivers. The two does not mix. If you take poor driving, A virus, and stupid all together, you are definitely looking for a disaster. The other term that I've got, and I really only have the two right now, where two idiots meet, is parking lots, where you have the guy who's in a hurry to go from point A to point B. Let's say it's in a plaza or something, and they're at the front of the plaza. They're trying to go through their speed bumps, or no, it doesn't make any difference. They're going to get from point A to point B. Their mindset is, nobody will step out in front of me. I'm bigger than they are. Wrong. And then you've got the idiot that steps out of the store and thinks that all they have to do is step out onto the pavement because nobody's going to hit me. I'm a pedestrian. I have the right of way. Yes, by law you have the right of way. But if you're dead, it's not going to matter to you. You are toast. So you step right out in front of the truck that's in a hurry to get from the other side to the other side. Guess what? You've been hit. Now you've got road rash, you got broken bones, you're going to the hospital, you're calling an attorney and all this. You are busted up for a long while. You'll never be better. Why? Because you thought all you had to do is step out. Ladies and gentlemen, we got to think. Think things through before you do them. Not that difficult to think of. Do it. Think first. But, hey, two idiots meet there. Non-drivers. Now, I have seen a lot of non-drivers, cars, trucks. Okay, fine. We already know they're out there. There's quite a few of them out there. Some of the things you need to watch for, though, are the extreme non-drivers. Now, these are the people that, RVs. I'm not going to say all of them are bad drivers, but I'm going to say that you did not take lessons to drive that RV. I personally believe they need to give lessons on how to drive and operate an RV. But let's compound that. Most of these people, a lot of these people, don't know how to drive an RV. Then you compound that by, well, we're going to have our PT Cruiser hanging off the back of it with a tow bar. Or we're going to have a car dolly and we're going to put our little tracker back there. Or better yet, let's throw a trailer on there, a single axle trailer, and we're going to put our little Mini on there, and we're going to have that thing sweeping back and forth while you're dragging this thing down the road. Ladies and gentlemen, in the last 3 years, I have seen 5, count them, 5 accidents with RVs that have been towing something, and that something has broke loose. I've dealt with tow bars, I've dealt with straps, trailers and all. If your equipment breaks loose, there's a reason. The ball does not break. The hitch does not just fall off. The chains do not just come loose. It doesn't happen. You either did not fix your load well, or you didn't hook your tow chains. There's something that you've done wrong. 5 times I've seen in 3 years. Ladies and gentlemen, these are people that are a nuisance on the highways. They need to get them off. Either train them on how to hook up a load and tow it, fine, whatever. But these people, these 5, they don't need to be. There ain't nothing funnier than coming down the interstate and seeing an RV way down here just sitting there and people out at the back of it going like this. What? And before you get to the RV, you see their tracker, the ass end sticking out of the trees because it broke loose and drove on down in there. Hilarious. What's not so funny is, what if that thing didn't break off to the right and went off into the trees? It decided to go to the left, hit a K-bar, or God forbid, hit another car or a school bus. Do these people think of that? If I'm hooking up a trailer, I'm hooking up a tow bar, whatever I'm hooking up to the back of my vehicle, I make sure it's latched on the ball securely. I put a lock through the hasp, make sure that it does not come off the ball, and secondly, both chains are hooked up underneath, not coming off. That way, even if it does come off the ball, I've got it chained to my vehicle. It's not going anywhere. The only person who'd be in trouble is me. RVs, SUVs, sports cars. SUVs, why it is the soccer moms think they have to drive a tank out on the road. I have seen these women in these great big monstrosities, gas guzzling things, back and forth, because they can't get in or out of a parking spot. Ladies, your vehicle's too big. Maybe you need to buy a semi. That way you can't drive it. Most of us feel safer. Sports cars. The trouble with sports cars, now I'm not talking about the old guys that spent their whole lives driving, retired, and then decided to buy them a little sports car. I'm not talking about these guys at all. Most of them know how to drive. I'm talking about the young pups. Never had anything that had any horsepower, get up or go, or anything. They decide one day, I've got to have me a fast car. So they go out, they spend their money, get a loan, buy the fast car. Again, I think lessons need to be taught. If you're at a certain age, lessons need to be taught on how to drive before you get in a sports car. Most sports cars do not handle well if you don't know how to handle them. Example would be, what's his name? Oh, Justin Bieber. Oh, Justin, isn't he dreamy? Woo. I'd heard a report that he was crying because he wrecked a Lamborghini or some sort, some sports car like that. Duh. How long has he been driving? 3 years, 4 years? And he buys something like that? You tap on the gas, this thing squalls, does donuts. You wake up in a hospital. That's an example of the sort of people that don't need to be driving sports cars. That's the sort of person that kills somebody else and doesn't figure out how. How did I run that guy over? Oh, that's right, I stepped on the gas. At the very least, put a governor on these things before you get out driving them. Now, I know some people are going to say, well, aren't you going to talk about the semi-drivers and motorcycle riders? For the most part, I can't say anything about motorcycle drivers or the semi-drivers. Most motorcycle drivers are already a nervous wreck because cars are not looking for them. I've rode motorcycles, and I'm watching these idiots more than I'm watching me because I'm not going to do something stupid. Semis, for the most part, they're just trying to watch out, keep from being cut off from somebody else. Semi-drivers, keep up the good work. Motorcycle riders, keep up the good work. Now, that being said, you idiots out there that's got the motorcycle gangs, you got problems. One, if you're a motorcycle rider and you feel like you have to, chase somebody down who's driving an SUV, let me explain something to you. Again, that falls into a different subject. You don't know me. You do not know that driver in that SUV. That SUV is bigger than you and your bike. Even if there's 5 or 10 of you, the SUV is bigger than you and your bike. You run across somebody like me, and you pull some stupid stunt like pulling off in front of me, trying to get me to pull over, knowing that I'm going to get my butt whooped by 10 of you, you have to remember 2 things when this happens. 1, I pack. And if I think my life's in danger, I will have no problem plugging you. Second of all, I'm still in my vehicle. I'm bigger than you. If you think I won't run your dumb ass over, try me. Most of my family thinks that way. So, I'm just saying that if you belong to one of these gangs and you think that you're going to... I saw you in the news. I saw some of you in the news chasing this guy down. He run one over you over. Right on, brother. I would have done the same damn thing. Except, I wouldn't have took the ass whooping. I'm telling you this. I would have stepped out of my vehicle and I would have popped the closest one. And then I would have popped the next one. I popped the next one, popped the next one, popped the next one. I would have took every single one of you out. It will not be on my tombstone that I died due to the lack of ammunition. Remember that, ladies and gentlemen. Whoever's out there probably has a bigger gun. Don't go into the road rage thing and chase people down, especially if you're on a motorcycle. You're already at a disadvantage. I really shouldn't have went into that, but I had to. That right there. The guys on the motorcycles, a virus and loaded with stupid. Now, let me throw into the stupid part while we got a little time. If you're going to do something stupid, if you're going to kick in like that and be stupid, road rage, your buddy was videotaping it. Now they're going to use that in court against you. Wow. If you're going to commit a crime, don't videotape it. I can think of all kinds that I've heard through the years of idiots that are out committing crimes. Check, hey, look at my camera. Ooh. Hey, Billy, did you shoot that guy with the paintball? Yeah, I did. Did we burn that house down? Yeah, we did. Yeah, that's it. That's it. We need to do a show entirely of idiots that record themselves doing stupid things. That would be awesome. That'd be... Ariel, email me. Let me know. Oh, good Lord. Okay. The law. Everyone knows when you're driving down the road, anybody who has a driver's license understands the law. There are certain things that you need to watch for when it comes to the law. One, speeding, you're breaking the law. Blowing through a traffic light, you are breaking the law. Weaving in and out of traffic without a turn signal, without using a turn signal, breaking the law. Driving at night without your headlights, breaking the law. I think we understand this. Now there are some things that some of you haven't quite grasped. Let's touch on them. If you're driving without insurance, you are breaking the law. If you are driving on expired plates, you are breaking the law. If you're doing both, there's a good chance you're losing your license. A couple of stories here. Now, I knew a guy, the way I understood the story, his insurance had expired. He needed 3 days to get a paycheck so he could go get his insurance. He didn't think anything could happen in those 3 days. Murphy's Law, ladies and gentlemen, if it can happen, it will. If anything can go wrong, it will. In those 3 days, he's pulling out from an intersection. It is a four-way stop. A woman coming down the road did not see the stop sign, didn't want to stop, whatever the reason was. She slams into the side of him. He did not have insurance. He needed 3 days to get his insurance, or actually keep his payments up. But at that moment, he did not have insurance. Make a long story short, automatically his fault because he did not have insurance. The woman's car was totaled. His car was totaled. He was still paying on his car. He had to pay her car. Since he had no insurance, he had to pay out of pocket. He was taken to court, spent some time in jail, lost his license for a year. High-risk insurance for, I think, 3 years, 2 or 3 years. And he was still having to pay for her vehicle while still paying the bank for his vehicle. When you're working at a job not making a whole lot of money, that's hard to do. So he had a lot of problems with that. The second one, a young man was told that his truck plates had expired and he went off. Now his mother told him this, that your plates are expired, you need to check that. He went off on her. I know what I'm doing. I'm not a kid. Why you want to treat me like a child? I know what I'm doing. She asked him about his insurance. Well, if you haven't paid for your plates, do you have insurance? Good Lord, why are you blah, 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 blah. Went off on her about the insurance and the plates, so on and that. A week later, he's pulled over by a police officer because of the expired plates. Ask about the insurance. They find out he doesn't have insurance because he wasn't paying for that either. He had a job. He just wasn't, apparently he had better things to spend his money on. So, no insurance. He lost his license. Matter of fact, I don't know if he ever got his license. I'm going to have to check on that. I don't think he's got his license back. He's got to have high-risk insurance. Of course, he can't drive now. If he doesn't have insurance or a license, he can't drive. If he is driving, that's illegal. So he would be driving without license, driving without insurance, and he would be driving on expired plates. But all this plus a fine. I think his vehicle was impounded. Ladies and gentlemen, it's not worth it. It's cheaper to just get plates and insurance. It is. It's much cheaper. And then, of course, you got people that forget how to drive in different weather. Oh, when the sun is high in the summertime and the asphalt's hot and your tires are sticking to it. Oh, good Lord Almighty! Yeah, you can just fly around corners. You can come to a stop. Yeah, but you get a little drizzle. Just as for educational purposes, I want to just tell you, look, if the asphalt gets a little wet, there is oil dripping from vehicles all over the place. All vehicles have oil leaks. Check driveways. You'll see it. So you got all this oil that's dripped out onto the highway. Now, you'd think, as dry as the asphalt is, that that's not an issue. As soon as the water hits, oil is lighter than the water. The water goes down, the oil comes up. So on the asphalt or concrete, the water goes in, seeps in, the oil comes up. It makes everything slick. The water itself makes it a little slick. But it's worse when the oil comes out and it gets out there. So if you get a little rain or you get a little sleet or something like that, it's going to be slick. Snow, it's going to be slick. You slow down. Give yourself a little more time to stop. Test a little bit. Nobody around you, tap them brakes. See if you slide a little bit. Now, I've seen it. I have seen people with the ABS systems still slide because their cars will break loose or they won't stop. They'll just keep going. You've got to, you really need to, because I'm telling you, I could sit on a street corner during a snow And I can watch a lot of people having accidents just because they have forgotten how to drive in the snow. One of the worst things I've ever seen was a mixture of snow and freezing rain, and there was a high wind blowing at the same time. It was funny. You'd see somebody driving down the road right up in front of you. They're just hauling rear end up through there. They touch their brakes. They lose traction for just a split second, and the wind just slides them right off the road. Nothing they can do about it. I've seen it. We got to do something about it. We got to watch these people. Kind of wrap things up here. I'm trying to get these things timed out. I'm trying to throw a little more personality out there. I'm not sure how to do it, but I'll work on it. But there are a lot of people out there that really don't need to be on the road. I think at a certain age, I hope I'm not one of those people when I get older, but there are some people, they get to a certain age, yeah, they may know how to drive, but they don't drive very well. When they start getting white-knuckled in an area that's 45 miles an hour, scared to death, and they're driving at 20 and 25, maybe it's time to get off, turn in the license. There are some people that, for whatever reason, they feel like when they come to their turn, they're turning into a parking lot, whatever they're got to do, they have to stop first before they turn in. No, because eventually somebody who's texting is going to slam right into the back of you. As much as I'd like to get into the cell phone usage in a vehicle, I've seen a lot worse. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're putting your makeup on, yes, I did say ladies and gentlemen, if you are putting your makeup on while you're doing 80 miles an hour on an interstate, I would think you need to get up a little earlier and do that before you put your butt in the seat. Just my opinion. Because eventually you're going to tie up into an accident, and you're going to have mascara one way, you're going to have lipstick going another way, and you won't be able to explain that to the police. The police log might be quite funny, though. I'd like to read that. I don't really have a problem with people who eat while they're driving. I do it, but I have seen some people. If you have to take your eyes off the road to look down at what you're eating, you're wrong. Don't be doing it. If you've got your French fries up here with the steering wheel and you're eating while you're watching your mirrors and everything, hey, so be it. Fine. You're one of those who can multitask. If you're trying to make a bologna sandwich in the cab of your truck while you're driving down the road, no, no, no. No, no, no. If you're eating chicken nuggets and you're having to reach over to your dipping sauce, no, no, no. And this goes out to one specific woman who drives Alcoa Highway early morning. This woman scares me to death. Because I saw her one morning, she had what looked like a breakfast sandwich in one hand up on the steering wheel, applying mascara in the rear view mirror all at the same time. Dot, dot, dot. And then eat. I don't know how she was doing it, but I don't want to be anywhere near her. And if she gets in an accident, that report's really going to be funny. I've got one more story about an insurance situation. There was this girl, actually it was one of the emails I got. This guy sent me an email. He was talking about his sister Sarah. We were actually discussing some of the poor driving. His sister Sarah did not have insurance. She always swore up and down she was a safe driver. I don't need insurance. I'm a safe driver. I watch everybody else. I will never be in an accident. Sister Sarah was in a Walmart parking lot And, well, somebody pretty much messed up her car. Just tore it all to pieces. The way I understood it, they're thinking that a trailer is either pulling in or backing in or something, and just tore the whole side of her car up. And when they left, they decided they left. They probably didn't have insurance either. So they left. And when she come out of Walmart, here is the driver's side of her car just mangled. Well, with no insurance, it's not going to matter. Insurance, you know. Now, if she had insurance, you could turn it into the insurance. They might repair her car or replace the car. Now, just a little information, education here. If you are in an accident in a parking lot, most states, most cases, that is considered that's considered private property. The police will write it up as a no-fault accident, which means that your insurance will pay for your vehicle and the other person's insurance will pay for their vehicle. Parking lots to me are one of the worst places in the world for an accident. If you get into an accident, they will, you know, it's not your fault. Okay, you've got liability insurance on your vehicle. And somebody hits you, you know those stop signs that really don't mean a whole lot in a parking lot? Okay, you pull in, somebody hits you. Bam! Just crunched your car. Semi-truck in some parking lots, they can't see you and they just drive over your car. Sometimes they'll pay the damages. Sometimes they won't. Parking lot, no fault accident. You understand that. If somebody hits your vehicle in the parking lot and they say that it's a no fault accident, your insurance company has to pay for your damages and vice versa. Of course, you can go to court if you can get somebody to claim that it was the other person's fault. If the police officer writes it up as a no-fault accident, they're not claiming it's the other person's fault. It's just the way it works, ladies and gentlemen. You need to watch that. I'm out of time. I really am. As much as I could go on this subject, I mean, there's a lot of things I can come up with. We'll add on later, I guess. But I do thank you. Loving the emails. I'm getting all kinds of emails. Loving it. surrounded_stupid@yahoo.com. It's at the end titles or the credit sequence. Go ahead, email me. If you don't like me, hey, I don't care. Send me an email. If you like me, send me an email. If you got pointers, send me an email. I don't care. I will read them. I will read 100% every single email that comes to me. That don't mean they're all going to wind up on the show. Some people I'd like to give a shout out to. Ben, loved it. I am going to do a show on that. It's called, Ben came up with this, ladies and gentlemen. It's called Loafers, Moochers, and Bums Oh My. I am going to do a show on that. We're going to talk about the moochers and bums out there. It may be next episode. I love that title. Ladies and gentlemen, I have to bounce. I've got to get out of here. I have got stuff to do. Come back and see me. I'm loving this. And I love the emails. It takes me a long time to read them, but I'm loving it. Send me more. Thank you very much. My name is Ed Rhodes, surrounded by stupid. I'm still here. Have a great day, and God bless.